name is
Okay, before we start, I just want to know. So I'm Marcus. Yes. And Hui Hui. So I call you Hui Hui or
Yeah, Hui Hui.
There's no nickname, huh? Okay. And what do I call you? Hui Tian. Because again, I'm not nickname, huh? Alright.
My name is Marcus Yao. Today, me and my teammates here will talk about House 1. House 1 is designed by the architect named Peter Eisenman. Before I start, I would like to explain that House 1 is a residential house and it has 2 floors, 2 stories, and the second story is actually a mezzanine floor. The architect design approach is deconstructivism, which is postmodernism architecture. And the meaning of deconstructivism is to deform a rationally structured space into something else, to bring a different meaning. His design approach is using more of a structural system, to play with structural system in House 1, which is, in House 1, the structural system that he plays with is columns. He makes freestanding columns and exposed beams for House 1. House 2 is he used a different structural system. His concept is temple architecture, and the meaning of couple architecture is thin white walls and has model-like qualities. Actually, his House 1 is actually an experiment for him to prove his concept, which is couple architecture. Moving on, his design consideration is he put in sunlight, material, form and space, and also structure. Sunlight is that on the top floor, on the roof, and elevation, he has many unique openings for natural sunlight penetration. And his material, he used a very flat color, which is white, more make it look like a model. And the thickness of the wall is very thin, also more like a model. His structure is also column. We play with column, we make the column freestanding. Design intention is, this is actually a residential design, as I said here. And his intention is for us to understand the nature of form itself rather than by understanding the function first, then the form. And also a form that contradicts the function. Plus, I want to say that the column that he used, he can actually stop at the balcony, which is the second floor, but he decided to extend it up all the way to a freestanding column. This is to support his concept and also his intention, a form which contradicts the function.
Good morning, this is I'm Hui. Now I'd like to talk about the design element that found to the house. The first is the window, which is the ordering principle. The window we can see from the opening. There's many repeating shapes of the opening. There's a square, the rectangle, there's repeating. And the data, which you can see in the main space here. This part here over here is actually elevated in our house. And then when we want to pass through all the spaces within this house, we will definitely need to pass through this living space. This one will serve as the living space. So it serves as the data together, all the spaces together. And the hierarchy is also the void, which is a elevated ring that found in the house. It serves as a hierarchy because it's the biggest and largest space in the house. And the freestanding column is also serves as the hierarchy because as this one, the freestanding column is actually stopped here, but the architect decided to extend up to serve as a hierarchy that when we see from the elevation. The transformation of form is basically the subtraction subtract for the plan. Subtraction is done here and for the opening. And the other one is the dimensional transformation. where the volume of the house is double up. So it's a double volume. This one is actually the mezzanine floor. The next one is the grid organization. The grid organization is used to subtract and to define the entrance. Entrance is from here, and outdoor space. So we use the subtraction under the grid organization to subtract out this part. This one is the outdoor space, and here is the entrance. All this is the indoor space. And then is the formal collision of geometry. You can see it from the section of this building, of this house. Right? This outer shape is a rectangle, is a larger rectangle, and this one is actually the elevated plane. That's like a smaller rectangle. So these two form collide together to become this particular section. So here's the vertical elements that form this house. Basically the single plane, L-shaped plane, U-shapes, and also the columns, the freestanding columns. This one is the study model that we make for see clearly. This one is L-shape. This one is the U-shape actually. This one is the single. This one is the U-shape. This one is the column. And horizontal element, we have the overhead plane, the depressed plane. The depressed plane we can see when we are standing outside from the elevation, we can see the balcony as the depressed plane. And this one is the elevated plane. We can be seen in the section when we go through this house. In the interior part, we can see the plane as the elevated. The next one is the opening. We have horizontal opening, vertical, and the skylight. The skylight is on the rooftop. This one is open along the corner of the roof, so the light will actually penetrate through this one, through the mezzanine, the corridor here. So it actually can penetrate through the lower ground floor. So the light will shine here. And this one. This is the section that shows the light penetration. The arrow is the direction of the sunlight. This one can show the horizontal and openings. This one is skylight. This one is the vertical opening. The last part is the quality of architectural space that in the house one. So the degree of enclosure in this house one is actually semi-enclosed because it has many openings. And it provides sufficient sunlight for this house. So usually in daytime, you don't need to turn on the light. The interior part is already very bright. And the form for this particular house, you can see is like cubicle. And then the connection is usually from the first floor and the second floor because this one is the mezzanine floor. So when once stand here, because this one is the open space, the large void. So when one is standing here and one is standing here, you can actually interact. You can see through the lower ground. And the next one is the color of this house. The architect chooses to use white and black texture, so it shows the simplicity, the minimalism, and to show the modern light, the modern light structure of this house. To suit this concept. This one is my part. I pass it to my.
So now I'm going to explain about the circulation. I'll start with approach. The approach is building is actually applied, whereby this building is placed beside the road, like normal residential houses, whereby you have to walk straight and turn to right or left. And then the entrance of this house is placed at the side, so we call it off-centered and projected. The entrance is actually projected because it has like a small thing, this column makes the entrance projected. I say off-centered is because that once we enter from the side of the house, so it's actually off-centered and it's not centered. And the part-space relationship of this house is pass-by space, whereby we pass by a lot of space instead of going through the spaces. The configuration of path is that first through the entrance, small area here, all the way down the stairs, and then we can go up to the this outside area, this actually outdoor area, and then we can off and come down and come to this gallery side. This is something like a gallery, and then we come up or come to this corridor here. Or one way, if you want to straight go up to the second floor, you can straight walk past here and come to the stairs, and immediately it will come up to the second floor, to the upper level, the main slime floor, whereby it's pretty much guided, just one way like that. So we say that this configuration of path can conclude that it is linear because it is very systematic and it works on a straight line. The form of circulation of this circulation space is one is open on one side, which is the ground floor on one side, because all four sides is pretty much enclosed. And for the upper floor, the main slime floor is semi-enclosed. It's open on both sides. So I will pass to Tony.
We continue with the zoning part. For zoning part, we actually separate the lower level and upper level. Upper level is referred to the mezzanine floor. For this, we use color to indicate that the green color refers to the outside activity area, which is the courtyard. For this one, orange one is the corridor, whereas the toilet is the blue one. And this one serves as the utility room. And this one, the purple color, is our entrance. And this dark orange is the foyer. And here is the main part of our lower level, which is the living room. And here is the gallery. For the upper level, we also have a gallery here. And this one, we serve it as the working space, and this one is the corridor, whereas this one is the balcony. We didn't include the bedroom as the house one actually attached with the Barrelhot house. We assume that the bedroom actually is in the Barrelhot house instead of in the house one. And then for our bubble diagram, we actually can see the adjacency of all the spaces together. Once we enter from the entrance, we straight away go to the foyer. And the foyer can lead us to the living room. In the living room, we can go through a lot of spaces, such as toilet, utility room, and go to the stairs to lead to the gallery, or even go outside to the courtyard. Or you can straight away go to the stair and go up level, which is the mezzanine floor. And straight away, you enter the corridor and go to the working space or gallery or even balcony. And then for our criteria matrix, we actually show the public access and the daylight and view and the privacy of all the spaces together. As you can see that the living room actually the adjacency with all the spaces is kind of high compared to other spaces because it serves as a filter. Many spaces we need to pass by the living room in order to go to them. As for privacy, the privacy for living room is low. For toilet, of course, is high. And then for courtyard, is because it's outside and open, that's why the privacy is more to low. And then for public access, mostly all the places is high because you can go anywhere. But except for upper level, it's kind of you have to take the stairs to go to upstairs. That's why we consider the public access for upstairs spaces is medium. And then the daylight and view from the entrance, we actually can see there's a view and natural light penetrating. From the courtyard also seen is the outside spaces, outdoor spaces, and the balcony also. And for the spatial relationship, we actually include adjacent space and space within a space. Adjacent space means that actually from one space you can straight away go to another space which is next to it. And for space within a space, you can see that the void actually serves as the space within big space in the house one. As you can see in this model, the void serves as the space in the house one. It's the bigger space in the house one. As for our material, we actually in house one they use mainly four material, which is concrete, brick, and steel and glass. And the color it used is neutral colors. For concrete, they mainly use it for roof and mainly foundation. And brick is mainly internal structure. And the steel, they use it for the columns inside the house one. And for glass, they may use it for the window. The glass they use is actually clear glass. It's not like the tinted glass. And for neutral color, because since we mentioned that this one actually is a cupboard architecture, that's why they use more to neutral colors like white color, gray color, instead of dark color like bright color like red or what. And that's it for our house one.
Alright, I think think generally you did quite a good job. I think that it's very thorough, so that's a good thing. Composition wise, I think it's fine. So yeah, good job.
Thank you.